mean, they do want something hard, but it's not parenting.
Welcome back, guys, to another React video. 2 quick pieces of information. One, I actually had time to read through your feedback after the holidays. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. I will now be following that feedback, and if you're curious what it is, I'm going to be not talking over the person when they talk, and also I won't be putting background music unless it's a silly react, and it'll be extremely low. But the second piece of information is, unfortunately, this one, it has already been recorded, so with my separated audio, I will be doing my best to mute myself when I'm just blah blahing. Anyways, thank you so much, guys, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Here we go. I'm scared. Wait, no, May, no. May. I almost didn't grab all the sources. 1 second. Noob in it. Okay, let's see. I'm scared. I have my tea here, by the way.
In my opinion, I think that, I don't know, there's something a little bit childlike about it, a grown man to be playing games, and it is a huge turn off for me, and I'm bloody glad my man doesn't play video games.
I don't have anything.
Wait, was someone in the background about to tell her to stop? Was someone in the background like, Shane, this shit again? I wish I was there. I wish I was there for that full conversation. I already don't know. Okay, because of the title. Okay, there's something to be said. I'm always someone who is very much okay with people enjoying their pastimes. I don't care what it is. As long as it's not hurting anyone, I don't care what your pastime is. I don't think it's right to be like, basically anything she just said feels wrong and dirty. But let's see what Sydney has to say
About this. I just want to tell her to shut up.
Okay, yep, okay, we're on the same page.
Now, I know I'm slightly late to this conversation because it took place a couple weeks ago, but a lot of things were also happening.
That's
during
late.
that time.
I am
like
like months late then.
Who is eating the cats?
They're
What
eating
about
the
cats?
dogs. The people that came in, they're eating the cats.
Oh, good
And
lord.
I needed to show you all
You
my
stop that.
breakdancing prowess, okay?
What is happening?
Like I said a few weeks ago, the conversation, or the debate, if you will,
It's a
around
debate?
men playing video games being unattractive
That's
was
not okay.
once again resurrected. This has been going on for quite some time, but periodically, someone, somewhere, for some reason, brings it back up. And every
This is the ick list all over again. My god. I hate it when people have fun and enjoy themselves and have happiness. That's the vibe.
Time this happens,
That's the vibe.
It seems that people want to congregate around the idea that men playing video games is bad and gaming is bad overall.
I
Say
even
the people
game.
who probably like crocheting or something. Depressingly, when I started looking for videos on this issue, I actually came across this bizarre trend on TikTok.
I
where
don't get
women
it.
say
You
that
ick. Yeah, there it is.
their men being happy while playing games gives them the ick.
That upsets me so much. I can't.
So there's
I
that.
can't.
Shut up. Be yourself.
Just
No.
launch me to Jupiter at this point. Anyway, this time the conversation started when conservative commentator Liz Wheeler posted a graph of the hobbies women reportedly find the least attractive. At the top of the list was
bird
playing
watching.
video games, followed by collecting
That is so
figurines,
random.
magic tricks, and online trolling.
Okay, magic tricks is like actually really fun. But like taxidermy. Okay, they got some really interesting ones here. Okay, here's the thing. I don't speak in the case of understanding, right? There's an ignorance in me. I don't know enough about taxidermy. So, like, the idea of a dead animal just hanging out is not my favorite thing, because I do love animals. Wait, am I a hypocrite because I eat meat? I'm gonna shut my mouth now.
Apparently, we all love a good bird watcher. So that's a win for the bird.
Bird watching is cute.
I have
That's
absolutely
cute. Book collecting. Book collecting. Why is that unattractive? I hate when when my partner is able to read. I think people would love me then.
no idea what bird enthusiasts are called.
Or
Birder. Well, at least that's memorable.
oops, I think that's actually the study of learning about birds. It's like ortho something. Wait, ortho has to do with your bone.
That's
I'm
an
gonna stop
improvement
talking
on what
again.
the train people are called. Hootie tooters? Hooter tooters?
She has like a cute accent, so I don't think she's from the States. I don't know if asking where the Hooter Tutor's at will get you. It's fine, continue.
This graph, which obviously is not based on real evidence, was posted
Stop!
along with Wheeler's
This
commentary,
makes me so
which read,
upset.
"And playing video games is peak unattractive, beyond red flag,
What do you
like
want?
deal breaker zone. It's weird.
Explain
so
what
many
you want.
dudes
Stop talking about what you dislike and start talking about what you like. Yes, you can have things you dislike, but if you're throwing that and only that everywhere, then how are homies supposed to know what you like so that they can avoid it harder and avoid you? I'm just kidding. I'm
don't
kidding.
get this." After a huge amount of pushback, Wheeler followed up with a few additional posts, including another tweet where a woman wrote, "Women don't dislike video games because they're geeky. We dislike them because they're antisocial." and
What do you
consumption-based."
mean?
Like if a woman said TikTok or online shopping was her hobby.
No, that is
Hobby should
literally not
include
the
actually
same.
doing, making, or learning something.
Have you learned some of the skills that people have to do with this? There is team building in a lot of these games. There's a lot of socializing. There's fun. There's hanging out. Like, you don't know nothing. Don't even talk to me. I'm just kidding. But like, honestly, like, what is even going on in this person's head? I love that they got pushback. I'm sorry, but like, homies, rise up. Say what you gotta say. That's like messed up.
Last time I checked, gaming is doing something? What is this? What am I
Yeah.
even reading here? Doubling
Exactly.
down even further,
Same.
Wheeler also wrote that video games are sedentary, consumptive, fantasy steeped in immorality that have serious negative real-world side effects on the men who play them.
Okay,
This
sure.
tweet was very long, so I'm just going to summarize the generality of it, which was that video games are net
Yes, if there's violence in a game, suddenly we're gonna say that this is the reason why the person had violent tendencies. Like, what?
negative on society, basically
Nope.
to aggressive behavior, desensitization to violence, anxiety, mood disorders, and so on and so forth. Not to be a jerk, at least not intentionally, but isn't reading sedentary? And isn't buying random female crap for your house consumptive? Do you want to go and have a conversation with the immoral smut-reading ladies over on Book Talk? Would you like to have a word? I really don't mean to be so sarcastic about all of this. It just really irritates me.
Same.
Of course, the icing on the cake here is the entire live stream that Wheeler decided to make about this topic, addressing the blowback that she'd received and saying that lots of people were unkind to her about it and she didn't like that, which honestly, like, yeah, fair enough. This video is really long and she burned through a lot of points very quickly.
That's not
and we
great.
don't have
When people come, but like, here's the thing: you just attacked like so many homies. You just like straight up were like, "This is so gross. How dare you?" Like, what do you expect? People to be like, "Yeah." Like, no. Like, what did you expect?
have time to unpack
I don't
them,
understand.
But I overall felt really irritated watching Wheeler's live stream, and my
I don't
takeaway was just
understand.
generally, tell me you've
I didn't
never
like that
played
people
video
attacked
games
me because
without
I
telling me
attacked
you've
them
never
first
played
in a
video
very
games.
public
She again brought up that
space.
it makes people more desensitized and prone to violence because
Ay,
apparently
ay, ay.
we're resurrecting 90s talking points.
Yeah, I was
don't
gonna
know.
say that's
I
a very
just-
old
I
thing.
thought we were over this. Look,
Yeah.
I don't know Liz personally, and so I don't want anyone to perceive this as me attacking her because she seems like a nice
I don't know
lady.
her. I can't even
But
attack
I do
her
find
personally. I'll
her
be honest.
opinion and this extended opinion really frustrating.
Yeah.
I think there's a trend on the right side of politics where some conservatives in particular like to fully reject and stomp on really important cultural and entertainment-based
Yeah.
mediums. And even if the intention behind that is a noble one, I still think it comes across as really controlling and
Sydney, you're
fun
being
policing.
very nice right
Listen,
now
even
about
people
saying
with daddy
noble.
issues
I don't know
don't
about
want to be
noble.
parented this hard. I mean, they do want something hard, but it's not parenting. All of this to say, in
Sorry.
the long run, I don't think it's very helpful, and I'm sure some of you will disagree with
Ay,
that,
ay,
and that's
ay.
okay. Feel free to scream at me in the comments.
Nah, you're good.
Anyway, about a week later, another video popped up where a woman called Bex from the radio show 102 Philly was similarly articulating why she doesn't like men playing video games.
Okay.
She said that it was lazy and generally unproductive.
What do you... Okay, here's the thing, okay? Look me in the face. Yes. Personally, I'm someone who is constantly productive, but what do you want homie to do? What do you want them to do? If you want them to constantly be like rise and grind and just like every second outside of work to be like in the gym or like I don't even know. Like that's not healthy. That's not healthy. He's allowed to have a pastime. I don't know what pastimes some of these people are finding to be quote unquote acceptable, but I'm sure these people also are not living in a way that is quote unquote acceptable to someone else's standards, and that's where I get kind of mad. It needs to touch on things that are realistic. You can't always be doing things that are quote unquote productive. That is not healthy. You can't be doing things that someone else is saying like, oh, you got to do this, you got to do this. This is how you got to live. I don't know. Now, if gaming is taking away from your relationship time, like let's say there's a person, I'm not even saying a guy only, like I play games too, so if there's someone who is just like, it doesn't even have to be a game, even better, if someone is constantly doing something else and it's taking away from them being cleanly or them having a relationship within a realistic, boundaries, yeah, then it's like, okay, that's not good. That's not good for anyone. That's not good for the relationship. That's not good for their health. But like if they're staying up until the AMs playing games and then they're sleep deprived, that's not good. But they're just straight up saying this is unattractive. And that's where it's getting me a bit. That's where it's kind of bothering me quite a bit.
But the whole gaming thing...
What's the problem? Jacqueline has this big problem too. Because
it's just lazy.
Why is it lazy?
Like unless you're getting paid.
What? Oh my god, this is the bad thing. This is the bad thing. I also have this mindset, but for myself. I don't put it on my partner. I have this mindset where everything I do has to generate income, or else it's not good enough. So it's starting to feel like it's something that they believe for themselves, and they're putting it on other people. And I don't think that's fair. Because if the other person, guys in this instance, are doing something they enjoy and they can actually shut off their brain and relax, I think there's an envy in us. And I think that it's something that we need to introspect, and to stop doing that. And I've realized that, and I haven't stopped it. I haven't stopped this unhealthy mindset behavior. I don't look at others and be like, oh my god, that's lazy. No, but there needs to be introspection as to why you think it's lazy, why it's useless, why it needs to generate money, all these weird things. We have all these weird beliefs that are probably affecting our health. And the fact that we're putting it on others is not healthy. So I think this type of thinking might be something they believe for themselves. And maybe that's why they're putting it on other people. I don't know if any of that makes sense, but it's kind of like a thought that I've had in the past, and I'm like,
Right, like, it's cool if you want to do it every so often, but to me, I'm like...
But it has so many...
Like, go do something productive.
But what is the problem?
If it's getting in the way of goals, too, I'm going to say. If it's getting in the way of your goals...
Like, Jacqueline has a big problem with it, too. Whenever she hears the PlayStation start up, like, I gotta hear the huffing and puffing.
Yeah.
But if I were to just have TV on...
Yeah,
you'd be on TikTok as it is, not paying attention. So
this
why does
is
it
true.
bother you?
This is true. This is true.
It's not the distraction of me
is
being
it?
on TikTok
Is
and us
it?
watching
Are they
TV.
claiming it's
what
a
you could
obsession?
Be doing with that time.
There it is, and
No,
that's what I knew it.
it's not healthy.
You women want to task us so bad
No.
that you're so pissed that we're taking time from doing something.
No.
Wait a minute, you're enjoying things? You have time
Yeah,
to do
this is
video games?
unhealthy.
Here's all the things you
I
can
need
do.
to learn how to
You're
enjoy things
enjoying
too.
it,
I need
but
to
you could
learn
also
how
be planning something
downtime
nice for us. Like
is healthy.
Like I mentioned,
Downtime is healthy. This is a big issue for myself. Downtime is healthy, and I need to learn to allow downtime as well. And that's why I can kind of see a little bit of both sides, okay? I could see like, oh yeah, you're doing something and you're just you're just only having fun. How dare you? But what, like, I need to learn from the people who are able to do that. And I realize that, and I don't sit here judging people who know how to enjoy things. Instead, I envy them and I need to learn from them. This mindset is not healthy.
It's not the first time that this type of criticism has come up. A couple years ago, 3 more women got a lot of heat online for making fun of men who game, with one of the women even suggesting there's a correlation between gaming and being bad in the bedroom or having small male genitalia.
Oh, for God's sake.
If I think of
Low
the
blow.
top 10 best dicks I've ever had, they didn't play video games. So I'm convinced video games.
Girl!
Well, I grew up as a gamer.
Oh my God.
So it was okay with it. That was
Back it up. This is so messed up.
I just don't, right with me. I got excited. I don't know what grown man is spending that much time playing video games.
There's a lot of grown men spending a lot of time.
And
on
I don't
this
think that
bullshit.
they're
a lot.
I don't think that you could be a great
Then
partner
what is
or a
not?
great lover.
What is
No,
not
as a grown
BS?
man spending time
I
playing
don't
video games.
understand. I don't understand.
This is such a weird statement. Do
It
you
is.
always judge the appropriateness of a hobby based on man pickles and their performance?
Man pickles!
Is this a legitimate metric?
No,
Why do
this is so
people
messed
like
up.
This? I mean it. Put me in the cannon and launch me to Jupiter. So I have
Yeah,
a very vested interest in this topic, both
This is
as
not
a
good.
woman and as a person who plays video games.
Yes. Oh my
So
God, I didn't
do
know she
feel
played. So, guys, just so you know, this is the first time I've ever watched any video from Sydney in my entire life. Please don't judge me. I know you guys are gonna be like, she's well known. She's everywhere. May you live under a rock. This is all correct, okay? And I'm very sorry, but this is the first time I've ever watched. I don't know anything about her. This is the first time I'm experiencing her, and this is actually really nice to see. This is nice to see.
It is pretty important to come to the defense of male gamers, and I guess just really any gamer in general.
Yeah, let the homies know that people out here exist, okay? Women out here exist. That also, yeah, I mean, women on the internet don't exist. Whatever. Anyways, we're here. And we understand. Now, am I as good as you guys at learning how to enjoy your game? No. One day, I will keep learning.
Because if the
I will keep
criticisms
learning.
that I've so far highlighted in this video are anything to go by,
Yeah,
I
this is
think
gross.
people's perceptions of this industry and those who enjoy games are completely off base. And I think
Yeah.
it's generally wild to say that
Yeah.
gaming is not a hobby, and if it is, it's one that's overall
It's
unattractive to women. Because
it's a
I
fun
would
pastime.
argue in many, many cases that is not true. I mean, first and foremost, the gaming industry as a whole has changed dramatically over the last few decades.
Oh yeah.
And video games have accelerated in scale and quality during that time too. Rather than games appealing to a small portion of people, now anyone anywhere can play them, which is why the industry has become so enormous. There are
It's
so
so
many different
cool.
stories being
Yeah,
told.
there's even games like The Last of Us. It feels like you're playing a movie. Like I played Still Wakes the Deep recently. If you don't want, like, even if you consider anything a spoiler, please bleep this out. 3, 2, 1. It made me cry. It was like, honestly, it was like a walking simulator, and I think that was part of the tags, but it felt like I was playing a movie. Guys, comment below if you want me to actually put my full playthrough. I thought I was gonna play this game once and it was gonna scare the living heck out of me, and then I was gonna put it down forever. I got so invested that I had to finish it in one sitting. Now, I don't think it's supposed to be a huge game. I think it's like 4 hours or something to beat, but I'm very slow, and I talk with chat and stuff, and I'm super active in like talking with chat. I'm very chatty. I got so invested, even though I'm a chicken and it was a horror. I could not put it down. I could not stop. I had to see it through to the end. It was so good. If you haven't seen Still Wakes the Deep, you need to look into it. Anyways, like she's saying, there's so many different games. It is like playing a movie for some of them. And like for people who are not big gamers, I feel like games like that would be really fun. It's like playing a book. It's like playing just story. Some of them are a little bit heavier in like, you know, like Final Fantasy. You gotta like know how to build your character and stuff like that. Just so you know, so you don't have to grind for 20 hours. But, you know, there's a game for everyone.
So many different ideas being explored, and let's remember, importantly, that the amount of women playing games has also grown more and more, and is continuing to do so.
Yes.
And
We need our waifus
Animal
and
Crossing
husbandos.
and The Sims don't count as gaming. Please
You stop that!
this.
I love both of
Video
those,
games
but
themselves and the gamers who play
you
them
know.
come in all forms, and I don't think it's fair to tar everyone with the same brush. With that said, I do understand why some people, some being the operative word, find gaming to be an unattractive hobby, and I
thought she was gonna say outliers who are like super addicted and super obsessed.
When most of us millennials were growing up, which is what our friend Liz
Millennials?
Wheeler is,
Ew.
we
No,
were
I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. I'm
already
kidding.
starting to see sort of a shift in the way that people viewed men and video games. Until this point, I think it's fair to say that gamers were largely associated with the basement-dwelling dorks who played World of Warcraft from dawn until dusk. And whether that view is true or not, whether it's fair or not, that's what was portrayed predominantly in media, entertainment, and by all the kids, all those boys that we went to high school with. I can actually testify to this because I fully remember my older brother sitting in the office
Oh, that
all
is
day
so cute,
playing
actually.
WoW. And sometimes painting Warhammer. I think he still
love
paints
that.
Warhammer. To be completely fair to my brother, because, you know, he will probably watch this video, he is in fact the reason why I like gaming at all. And
This
I
is
also
true.
remember sitting next to
I'm
him,
curious
watching
if
him
her
play
brother is an
Spyro,
older brother.
his little sister. Now that I
Yup,
think about
okay,
it,
there you go.
also
I have
remember
an older
his
brother
LAN
too,
parties
and I'm
with
into
his nerd
gaming.
friends, so really love aging myself there.
I love
Anyway,
that.
this type
That's
of
so
visual
cute.
and this messaging has definitely been ingrained in a lot of us because it's also what we were exposed to in pop culture. And it's probably why a bunch of elder millennials and people who are older than elder
I'll be
millennials
real.
especially view gamers through this lens.
Nerdy
Actually,
homies are my
hilariously,
favorite.
when I was researching for this video, I found out that the attractiveness of male gamers and how much they game is still being studied because they guess this is a stereotype that never dies. The second reason,
Goodness.
and I think this is more applicable across the board, is it is unattractive to come home to your man sitting on his butt all day playing video games. On the weekends, gaming. All day, gaming. Every single
that feels like
weekend,
addiction.
gaming.
That's
Can't
where the
pull
line is
himself
drawn.
away for long enough to spend time with you.
Yeah,
or
like
to
I was
be
saying
a
earlier, if it's affecting your relationship and if it's affecting you holistically, then it's too much. I think as something to do as a downtime or entertainment, or if you and your partner are like spending time together enjoying a game, I think it's fine. If it becomes an addiction level like she's outlining, then you have an issue. It's not even about the game. The person possibly just has like a very addictive personality and really gets into things and then, you know, shuts off the rest of the world. That's like escapism. That feels like a little bit like escapism. And like if it's affecting you socially and things like that, then it becomes a problem. But
father or a husband or whatever. When
otherwise,
it becomes an addiction that
yes!
consumes you, yes,
Exactly!
that is a problem and that is unattractive.
When it
And
starts to
this
affect
is
your
the
everyday
primary
life, it's an
criticism
issue.
that I find online when
Yes.
it comes to men and video games.
yes, this
when
is
my
where
husband and I first got married, he was addicted to video games. So if your spouse
Okay.
is addicted to video games or sports or anything, listen to this.
But the thing is, if your man or a man doesn't have a gaming addiction,
Yeah.
then what precisely is unattractive about this
Yeah.
interest? At least in my experience, the women that I have come into contact with or that I'm friends with or that are in my family and whatever don't really view a man's interest in video games as a good or bad thing.
Yeah,
What's
it's just
most
something they
important
like.
is how he balances his gaming with his life and its
Yes.
many obligations.
It's
For
all about
example,
balance.
Back in 2020, a TikToker called Alyssa Nguyen actually had to come out and clarify that her gamer husband did indeed take care of her and her kids
Aw.
after she began uploading compilations of her bringing him his nightly dinners. She wrote, "He does all his chores, daddy duties,
Aw,
and
that
husband
sucks
duties
that she
before
had to
getting on."
outline that.
One person even
Okay,
asked
she
Nguyen
didn't.
if she was happy.
It doesn't look. Excuse me. Are you happy that he plays that much? What does that even mean? What does that mean? You don't. You are just building an assumption off of like the 3 seconds in each video that you're seeing. Okay, if she was upset about it, I don't think she would happily be recording bringing meals to him, right? I think there's like a correlation there that, you know, should have been made. Doesn't
with
need
the
to be
amount of
said.
time her husband gamed. Nguyen responded, "It doesn't bother me at all. He plays a couple hours a night after he gets home from a long
Aw, dude, this is what makes me sad. He's just, I'm gonna cry. That bothers me a lot. Dude is working like a lot, like she said, a long shift. I know my fat head is in the way. I can't bend like that. Anyways, but like homie just came home from a long shift and wants to just like cool off. Like, why are you assuming such a negative
Shift.
stuff?
And
oh my
honestly,
god,
I
stop.
think this comment crystallizes a broader point. A lot of people, not only men, use video games as a way to alleviate anxiety, to decompress, to de-stress after a long day or a long week or whatever the case may be. And I can actually personally relate to this, and I've actually said this in other videos, where I find nothing more enjoyable after a particularly stressful day than jumping into whatever.
Okay, so currently my obsession is Return to Moria. Don't at me, but I absolutely love those games. I love games where you get into it and build it. I can't, okay, don't judge me again. Or do, whatever. I can't play Minecraft. It's heartbreaking, I know. It gives me motion sickness, even after I change the field of view, even after I turn off head bob and I put a bunch of mods on it. Like, it's, I don't know why. Something about the graphics makes my brain angry. So I can't even, that's adorable. I can't even play Minecraft. But Return to Moria, for some reason, is really well made and it doesn't make me motion sick. And I absolutely love games like that. Games where you just build and you just explore. It's just so relaxing. And me and Jem have been playing the heck out of it. And oh my god, and my community's getting into it now. Some of the homies, and I'm so excited. I don't have an addiction. Anyways.
Game I'm playing and just like hacking
just
monsters to death. Because it's cathartic.
Monsters.
And it stops me from committing murder. That is a joke, Mr. FBI Man. I am making a joke. Jokes aside, in addition
Jokes aside,
to
I'm
being
good at, no, I'm
cathartic,
just kidding.
it is a good form of escapism.
Yeah.
I watched one particular TikTok where a guy was describing escapism in video games as a bad thing, using it as an indicator of depression or a person who hates their life.
Yeah, I think it's something that actually helps you avoid depression. Like, honestly, I think it's something that helps you avoid it.
That very well might be the case sometimes. This just reiterates that men yearn for the mines. But again, why do people frown on this type of escapism, but not when it comes in the form of books or films or television shows? I genuinely feel like there's such an unfair double standard when it comes to gaming that isn't equally applied to other entertainment mediums.
Other pastimes.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you all to stop that. In my opinion, the bottom line here is that gaming is, in fact, a legitimate hobby. And I will argue till I am blue in the face with whoever I need to argue with that many of us ladies would much rather a guy who games in moderation than one who is down at the bar or at the club every single weekend getting drunk. If you are a man and you enjoy video games, that does not make you unattractive. And frankly, it can actually be a really nice opportunity for bonding with your spouse or girlfriend. And I say this as someone who freaking loves couch co-ops. Like, I recently played the Untitled Goose Game and it was unironically a lot of fun. I have to stay away from the platformers though because I just let everyone down. People who make the claim that gaming is antisocial and will turn men into murder factories genuinely don't seem to understand the nature of gaming and how community-based and collaborative it often is these days. A lot of modern games have a ton of multiplayer features. It allows you to do like,
this is true, like I was saying at the beginning.
In a time where people are super disconnected, the gaming world is actually pretty great at helping people make friends and create communities.
It's something to
I'll
do.
say as well that there are apparently a bunch of other measurable benefits to playing games, like improvements to cognitive functioning, problem solving,
eye-hand coordination too.
So on and so forth, but I don't want to get into it, so I don't know, I guess I'll link some of these in the description.
I love that.
And
I'm glad someone did a better study.
There are definitely way more things to add about this specific topic, but the one that I want to leave you with, the last thought that I have here, is that I definitely think that there is an online trend where people can't stand to see men doing things that make them happy.
Men have video games and sports. What do women have?
I don't know where that was going. Anyways, oh, my brain cell, I dropped it. Damn it, not again. We can have video games too, okay? Like, that is a question. What do these women who are, like, saying men aren't allowed to play games or they're unattractive, like, what are they doing? What do they want people to do? Do they want people to, like that one guy was saying, task them? Like, make them do stuff? That messes me up. I really hope that's not the case. Here's the thing. I wish some of these women would be a little bit more open-minded and like maybe try playing a game with their partner and see what they like. Speak to them, learn what it is that they enjoy. You know? Like, why is that so hard? I'm sure that they would also enjoy if their partner listened and saw what they enjoyed, which I'm still questioning what it could be. But like, you know, give it a try. Don't point the finger at it like it's evil. And maybe you'll find something you like to play together.
Actually see this a lot on Twitter, but with relation to women, where people will post a video of women just doing something fun and silly and goofy and enjoying themselves, and then this onslaught of comments and responses are mad that the women are having fun. I see that a lot here with this issue, and I absolutely hate it when people do it to both of the sexes. Just
That's fair.
shh. Let people enjoy
let
things.
people enjoy their
Personally,
thing.
I'm really glad that gaming has become such a positive outlet for so many people. And as far as unattractive interests go, I think it's worth remembering that when it comes to hobbies and relationships, any hobby can become an obstacle, much in the same way that it can also be an asset. If you enjoy something or have a hobby or have a special interest that gets in between you and somebody else,
that's what I was saying.
It is an all-consuming thing.
That's what I'm saying. The second it takes over your entire life, then it's an issue. If it's getting in the way of your relationship, then it kind of, like she's saying, becomes an obstacle.
That pushes everybody out of your life. Well, yeah, I mean, that's a problem. But if you can take
if it becomes like excessive,
that you love and share it with somebody else,
give
in
it
an
a try.
engaging way, or in a
unless if they're addicted, then maybe that needs to be a conversation. If like literally nothing else is happening, and like it's all consuming
for yourself that passes time but doesn't fill it, I think that's really positive, and honestly, I think that's really all any of us actually want. In the end, if gaming is a thing that you can share with your wife or girlfriend, a thing that you can use to decompress, or even something that has helped you build a really strong community with friendships and positive experiences, no woman in their right mind would consider that a problem.
Yes.
And if they do, I think that says much more about that woman than the gamer himself.
This is true.
Now, on that note...
This is true. If like, how did you two become attracted to begin with? If the one thing... Here's the thing. I don't even think it's about games. I'm going to be honest. If homie enjoys something and it's not apparently making money or quote unquote productive, I think this is possibly a type of person that will find an issue with anything you do. And I don't think that's healthy. And I think that's a conversation for the couple to have. I don't think that's healthy. I don't think that's okay. I think people need to have a conversation. Guys, I already feel bad that I only discovered her today. Listen, I live under a rock. But I also pose similar questions to you. Do you guys, like, I feel like if someone is actually addicted, they wouldn't be able to see it, but I could be wrong. But yeah, like, I'm curious, if you have a partner, do you play games with them? I feel like that's becoming more and more like rare to hear. So I want to hear more positive stories. Like, I know a few people who met their partner through gaming, like online gaming. They met their partner, which is really, really nice to see because it's something they just bonded over. So yeah, like, how do you feel about this? Like, if there are women watching this, do you guys also feel like that's unattractive? And like, can you explain why? And also, my biggest question through the whole thing was, what do you want people to do that you wouldn't find unattractive? Thank you again, Sydney, for your video. I am absolutely in love with Sydney now. I've never watched her until today. That was really nice to listen to. Anyways, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye! Thank you so much to this month's patrons. You guys are seriously the best. If anyone else would like to be
immortalized
into this video, please consider checking out my Patreon, and here are my other socials. Thank you, and I'll see you guys around. Bye.